There's a dangerous truth about human nature that changes everything once you see it. The moment you stop chasing someone, they start chasing you. The second you remove your attention, they suddenly value it. The instant you walk away, they finally see your worth. Why does this happen every single time? Why do people only respect boundaries after you enforce them? Why does distance create desire? Why does your absence speak louder than your presence ever could? And why does the person who cares less always have more power? You know when you've been texting someone for weeks, always responding quickly, always available, always accommodating. Then one day, you don't reply for hours. Suddenly, they're double texting, asking if you're okay, trying harder than they ever have before. That shift you just felt? That power reversal? There's a hidden psychological principle at work here that most people never learn. And after this, nothing looks the same. Right now, millions of people are asking, why do I lose respect when I care too much? Why does being nice feel like weakness? Why do toxic people get more attention than good ones? You're about to discover why walking away is the most powerful move you can make. Here's the situation. Every day you stay in situations that disrespect you. You train people to value you less. If you ignore this, you'll spend your entire life begging for crumbs of respect. But stick around and you'll learn the exact framework that makes people fight for your attention instead. You've been lied to about how respect works. Everything you learned about being kind, patient, and understanding. It's making people respect you less, not more. Here's what nobody tells you. Human psychology has a dark side. We don't value what's freely given. We chase what moves away from us. We respect what we might lose. This isn't moral or fair. It's just true. 500 years ago, one man decoded this pattern. He watched princes rise and fall. He studied why some leaders commanded absolute loyalty while others begged for scraps of respect. What he discovered was so controversial, his name became synonymous with manipulation. But here's the twist nobody expects. Niccolo Machiavelli wasn't teaching manipulation. He was exposing it. He was showing you the game everyone else is already playing, the game you're losing because nobody taught you the rules. Machiavelli discovered something that changes everything. Respect isn't earned through goodness. It's commanded through boundaries. Listen carefully, because this will sound wrong at first. The people who respect you most aren't the ones you're nicest to. They're the ones who've seen you walk away. They're the ones who know you have options. They're the ones who understand you don't need them. This is why toxic relationships feel so addictive. The person who hurts you creates distance. That distance triggers your chase instinct. Suddenly you want them more because they want you less. But what if you could flip this dynamic? What if instead of chasing people who walk away from you, you became the one who walks away? What if you stopped being the one who texts back immediately and became the one whose attention is earned? This rewires your brain permanently. Every interaction becomes transparent. Every power dynamic becomes obvious. Here's where it gets dangerous. Machiavelli wrote, "Men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities." Translation? People only value what they actively need to work for. Think about your own life. The job that made you jump through hoops, you wanted it more. The person who didn't text back right away, you checked your phone constantly. The opportunity that almost slipped away, you fought for it. But here's what will shock you. This isn't manipulation. It's self-respect. When you walk away from disrespect, you're not playing games. You're teaching people how to treat you. When you remove your attention from those who waste it, you're not being cruel. You're being clear. Most people will never understand this, but you're different because you're still watching. You're different because you sense something changing inside you right now. Let me prove this works. Remember the last time someone important to you pulled back? Your boss became distant. Your partner got quiet. Your friends stopped reaching out. What happened? You panicked. You tried harder. You suddenly cared more. Now imagine being on the other side of that equation. Imagine being the one whose absence is felt, whose attention is craved, whose presence is earned, not expected. But wait, there's something even more powerful happening here. You have two choices right now. Keep giving your energy to people who don't value it, or start walking away from anyone who disrespects your worth. Choice one looks like this. You stay available. You respond immediately. You forgive without apologies. You accept crumbs and call them meals. Slowly, invisibly, you train everyone around you that your time has no value. Your boundaries don't exist. Your presence is guaranteed no matter how they treat you. Choice two looks different. You become selective. Your attention becomes a privilege, not a right. You walk away from disrespect so fast it gives people whiplash. Suddenly, mysteriously, people start working to keep you around. If this is exposing every toxic pattern in your life right now, if you're seeing the game clearly for the first time, that like button isn't just a click. It's your first act of rebellion against everyone who took you for granted. Hit it. But here's what nobody warns you about. The moment you start walking away, everything changes. Some people will chase you. Others will let you go. And that second group, they were never yours to begin with. If you've ever felt like you care more than others do, you're already living this truth. If you've ever felt exhausted from giving more than you receive, your body is screaming at you to walk away. Here's the part that will haunt you. Every second you spend with people who don't respect you is a second you're not spending with people who would. Every moment you chase someone who's walking away is a moment someone else is wishing you'd notice them. The math is brutal. If you have 16 waking hours a day and you spend 8 of them on people who barely acknowledge you exist, you've given half your life to emptiness. But here's why this pattern feels impossible to break. If you're ready to break free from this cycle, if you're choosing to never chase validation again, you belong with us. Subscribe now. This isn't just content. It's your transformation beginning. Here's the real reason you can't walk away. You've been programmed to believe your worth comes from being needed. Think about it. Since childhood, you were rewarded for being helpful, being available, being nice, never for having boundaries, never for saying no, never for walking away. So now, walking away feels like becoming a bad person. But Machiavelli understood something deeper. He wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. You appear to be kind when you can't walk away. But you really are afraid. Afraid of being alone, afraid of being seen as difficult, afraid of losing people who are already lost. You have the right to protect yourself from energy vampires. You have the right to value your time more than their validation. You have the right to walk away from anyone who makes you feel like you're hard to love. What you thought was kindness is actually fear. What you thought was loyalty is actually addiction. What you thought was love is actually trauma bonding. But here's where the transformation happens. Walking away isn't about punishing others. It's about choosing yourself. It's about becoming someone who doesn't need to chase because you know your worth isn't determined by who stays. Watch what happens when you start walking away. First, panic. They'll text more, call more, suddenly care more. This isn't real care, it's ego. They can't handle losing their supply. Second, testing. They'll push boundaries to see if you're serious. They'll create drama to pull you back in. This is where most people fail. This is where you must hold steady. Third, respect. Real, genuine respect. Because for the first time, you've shown them you're not a guarantee, you're a choice, and choices have to be earned. If you've ever felt drained by one-sided relationships, you're already halfway there. You already know something's wrong. You just needed permission to act on it. You're about to become unreadable, and that's going to make you magnetic. When you master walking away, you master the ultimate paradox. The less you need people, the more they need you. The less you chase, the more you attract. The less available you are, the more valuable you become. This isn't about becoming cold. It's about becoming selective. There's a massive difference. Cold people walk away from everyone. Selective people walk away from disrespect. Here's your new framework. 3 simple rules that will transform every relationship you have. Rule 1. Your attention is currency. Stop spending it on people who are broke. Every text, every call, every moment of mental energy. It's all currency, and you've been giving it away for free. Rule 2. Distance creates desire, but only if you were valued to begin with. If someone lets you walk away easily, they've revealed everything. Thank them for the clarity and keep walking. Rule 3. The person who needs the relationship least controls it most. This sounds harsh until you realize it's already true. You've just been on the wrong side of the equation. Most people will never see this, but you're different. You're the one who made it this far. You're the one who feels that shift happening inside right now. You have permission to walk away from anyone who makes you question your worth. You have permission to ghost anyone who ghosted your boundaries. You have permission to become someone people are afraid to lose.
What would your life look like if everyone in it was there by choice, not habit? What would change if people had to earn your presence instead of assuming it? What would shift if your absence was felt more than your presence ever was? You're not becoming difficult. You're becoming valuable. You're not becoming mean. You're becoming clear. You're not becoming selfish. You're becoming self-aware. Right now, someone in your life is taking you for granted. You know who they are. You can feel their name in your chest. You have 2 options. Keep pretending it doesn't hurt, or walk away and see what happens. But here's the thing. Walking away isn't just about them. It's about you becoming someone who can't be manipulated, can't be controlled, can't be taken for granted ever again. If you're ready to stop being everyone's option and start being someone's priority, you belong here. If you're choosing to never again beg for basic respect, you're already part of this movement. If you're walking away from your old self right now, then hitting subscribe isn't just following a channel. It's joining a revolution of people who refuse to accept less than they deserve. It's declaring that from this moment forward, your presence is a privilege that must be earned. The old you would have asked for permission to leave. The new you just walks away. The old you would have explained yourself. The new you lets your absence speak. You've crossed a line today. You can never go back to not knowing this. Every interaction from now on will be different because you're different. You're finally becoming unreadable. You're finally becoming free. Drop the initials of the person you're about to walk away from in the comments. Let that be your declaration of freedom. Watch how many others are breaking free with you. Walk away from who you were. Walk toward who you're becoming.